Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech, but it's also known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today I want to talk a little bit about misinformation that's going on online. A lot of people say there's a lot of different reasons misinformation gets spread, but I think there's a particular nuance about it that definitely needs to be brought up and definitely needs to be discussed, and it's about how our society is right now. One thing that was explained to me very early on, as soon as I got into high school, is in my small town area, town, village, whatever, the old folks thing was to get together, usually at the donut shop, and talk BS. They'd say all kinds of stuff. They'd never be able to back stuff up. Same things happen at barns, same things happen at parties, all over the place. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Guinness Book of World Records was created by Guinness because of people talking in bars and discussing about different facts about different things. It's easy to pull something out of your butt and say, this information is true because I believe it. And then the belief of, if it is accepted by the group, would often be ruled in ranking of who said it and in what rank they are in the group, and how much you can trust this individual. This is something that goes down all over the place, and it's something that is entered onto the internet. Now, okay, so we got an object of chaos, which is individuals at coffee shops, bars, etc., shouting information saying this could be solved by this. Oftentimes these guys are high on caffeine, sugar, alcohol, whatever, and missing minor facts is going to be a big problem. But I don't just see that problem hurting the internet with the way that we don't have the facts, because we don't have the facts is going to enter in on the other side, and you get your left and your right, and you can get so far left and you can get so far right that you end up mirroring each other unintentionally. Now remember, before we get any further into this, the further right you go, the more organized things get, and things just get freaking evil and perverted with too much organization. This happened with the Nazis. They were way too organized, way too... anyways, on the left-hand side, if you go as far left as you can, of course, that's liberal. That's the Liberals. That's like in Canada, that's the NDP. But the farther left you get, if you get extreme far left, everything's been burnt down. Everything's in ash. There's no law. There's no justice. Everything gets brought down. So we have the chaos. Most of the time, these are individuals on the left, it seems. Not always. But once again, we're getting that stuff taken from the pub, from the coffee shop, into the internet. There are people here now on the internet, usually just on Facebook. It seems like the older groups have gotten onto Facebook, and then everyone went madly off in all directions onto all kinds of other hubs, and the older folks just stayed on Facebook. But anyways, on Facebook, a lot of information gets spread, and there's a lot of people who believe a lot of stupid things. So, from a business standpoint now, we have a realized group of old people who will believe stupid things, and then you get like anti-Colonel Sanders in here. He's just a bank. All he wants to make is money. So Colonel Sanders here, he wants to go out and he wants to make a web page telling these people what they want to hear. So he's going to make a web page that says vaccines cause autism and all of this stuff. And he doesn't even believe it himself. But he doesn't care if he doesn't believe it, because he's going to get paid for advertisement revenue at the end of the day. And he doesn't fear his soul. He doesn't fear losing anything. He just thinks that it's okay to do this stuff. And he's going to get all kinds of money for that. So that's definitely one problem we got going on. But we got it going on the other side too. So we have an argument, a conversation, something that needs to be talked about. So what we're supposed to do is bring our ideas to the table and try our ideas against other people. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of this on the left either. So on the left, we have cancel culture. We have these nuclear headshots where conversations and arguments are ended because the debate suddenly changes to not what the person is saying, but the person's history. Just totally derailing the entire conversation. And I've had these conversations with people on the left. For example, I had a conversation with somebody who was very far left about The Salvation Army. A lot of people on the left think the Salvation Army is absolutely useless and it's anti-LGBTQ, anti all of these things. And so we agreed we would pull all of our information from Wikipedia, because Wikipedia was as middle as it could get. But before the debate could end, before the conversation could end, just getting so angry, ending our friendship, and just not talking about it anymore because they were mad. They flipped the game table, and I keep seeing that stuff happening over and over again in conversations with people on the left. So it's like the people on the right. This is my right, by the way. People on the right, the conservatives, have their BS ideas, and they do have some BS ideas. But over on the left, we also have some BS ideas, which is to think with the heart and not with the mind, and not finish the conversation, but just flip the frickin' table. And that's unacceptable. So this BS that we got going on, that people are talking about, maybe we got a far right church, maybe we got a far right coffee shop or bar or whatever, this stuff. We have the information now, but the thing is, the people on the right don't want to look at true information, because interestingly enough, a lot of the people who are on the right, the conservatives, the Donald Trump types, even though they are the biggest patriots, they're also the biggest freaking conspiracy theorists that don't want the government to have power over their weapons and their stuff, because it's taken away their freedoms. How the frick does that work? That's some really thick nuance right there. They love the government, but they hate the government, and they would fight and die for it, but they don't like it. What the heck? And then you get people in the middle that don't quite, they're not quite that far that way, but they're not quite, I think it's like the Boogaloo Boys. And there's, the nuance is so thick to all of us. All we have to do is take the information and work on it. Unfortunately, sometimes the facts don't care about your feelings. It's frickin' unfortunate. We get unreasonable situations where we have to do unreasonable things sometimes, and that's why it's good that we have all different walks of people. And I've heard theories in the past by Matt and Trey, the creators of South Park, I hope I got that right, where they say that America continue the way it is because they have people on both the right and the left, so they can go frickin' bomb other countries, and at the same time have 50% of their people saying that this is a frickin' horrible thing. But that's some really thick nuance there about correct information, about true information. We got people on the right who are going to the internet, getting people like Colonel Sanders over here, the Colonel, who doesn't care about anything. He just wants to advertise. He just wants to do things for this group so that he can sell advertisement. He wants to make up BS. So YouTubers like this too, don't believe in anything, but they make up conspiracy stuff. They put it online, and people just eat that stuff right up. And Colonel Sanders, hey, he gets the money from it. There's definitely people on the left that do the same thing, that are only basically there for the money. And at the end of the day, I really don't think the big issue is the right or the left. I think it's the rich and the poor. And I think that they play us off against one another quite a bit. And I think it's definitely got to stop, and it's something that we got to stand back and realize. But misinformation going online, we definitely have to stop misinformation, because there can be a lot of dumb things, like the idea that people in Africa thinking that some males think that raping an underage or a virgin will take away STDs from them and stuff like that. So that's definitely a thing that exists and is real. But the way the left is right now, I can't even talk about that because it's being racist against somebody from another area. The nuance is thick in this whole thing. But I do think we're going to lose a piece of Americana if we lose the ability to talk about stuff. We should be free to be stupid and talk about our stuff, in my opinion. We got to make sure this prick doesn't get into it. We got to make sure he doesn't get into it, and make sure that he's just not advertising stuff to us. So it's one thing to say dumb shit. It's another thing to be paid to say dumb shit. Like, once you get paid to say dumb shit that you don't even believe, and I've known people in the Bitcoin market that do stuff like this. that you're evil. You're freaking evil. Okay, so this is how you tell if you're good or you're evil. If you're a good person, you're supposed to be like more selfless. You might not even get much done there, and the world's probably going to walk all over you. If you're a really good person, you're going to do things. If you get money, you're going to be giving it out, and you'll be giving a percentage of it to people at least. Well, maybe doing good for yourself. But if you're evil, then you only care about yourself. You will lie. You will do all kinds of bad stuff in order to get money to yourself. You will take money away from other people. You will do things that you know will take away basic human needs from other people, and you'll all be for yourself. That's what makes you evil in the Christian Judeo sense of good and evil. That's it too. Maybe even Buddhist too. I don't know as much as I should about that, but that's how it goes. And I almost think there's a bit of humanity that'll get lost without some misinformation. People should be able to BS each other all day long, but they should also be able to go out and get information from credible sources, and the sources that are incorrect should be removed. But we should not remove people's ability to say BS, within my opinion. We deserve the right to be stupid. We just don't deserve the right to lie about it, to knowingly lie about it, to say things that you know are wrong. That's the path to chaos. That's the evil right there. But that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm thinking about, the removal of misinformation from the internet. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Enough from this Tech Bits. Have a good one, folks. Take care of each other, will you?